Hello family. So this is an instructional video on the Lifefood nutritional fast as part of this cell rejuvenation process, which involves first Lifefood nutritional fasting, then sequentially intestinal cleansing, and then moving on to a parasite cleanse. So this is upstream cleaning, where we begin at the top of the mountain, because if somebody just cleaned, for example, the bottom of the waterfall and the top was still dirty, this would just come back down and re-dirty everything else. So if we have a bile occlusion and we begin with, colonics and enemas and parasite cleansing and things like this, which is all downstream cleansing, then basically once we flush these stones, which contain the eggs of parasites and things like this, we're just going to re-dirty the system. So basically we do things sequentially in a way where we can maintain what we've gained. So during the Lifefood nutritional fast, we're having liquid blended life food, which gives our intestinal tract a rest. And then on top of this, we're taking apple cider vinegar, 2 to 4 tablespoons 3 times a day. With the malic acid, this helps to actually soften stones and loosen and allow you to actually flush these out on the days where we drink the oil and the lemon, which are the days that we flush the gallbladder and the liver. Alternatively, you can take this formula digestaid, which also has phosphatase enzymes, which helps to dissolve stones and soften the gallstones as well. So these are basically the formulas if you would like to do the deluxe version. However, if you just want to do the bare bones approach, which is more affordable and more available to anybody where they are, you can also do this by just sort of using apple cider vinegar, using castor oil to take internally also as an evacuative, because another part of this is actually ensuring that we have 4 liquid bowel movements per day to make sure that we're clearing away all of the toxins that we're getting out of the deep tissues and the cells and things. So the formula that's really helpful for this is this evacuees, which these formulas are evacuatives rather than laxatives, which laxatives are more of a poison and have more of a toxic depleting effect, whereas these ones are safe for pregnancy. They actually increase your intestinal fitness and your peristaltic activity, as well as having multiple benefits like clearing away molds and funguses and yeasts and chelating and clathrating these things and pulling these things out of the intestinal tract, healing and sealing and thickening the intestinal wall and things like this. So these formulas are amazing. However, if you wanted to just do the simple approach, for example, I would soak some organic prunes and then I would add some cold pressed aloe vera juice, and then I would also add some slippery elm and licorice powder and gentian and rose and things like this. Or you can take castor oil internally. So these are all evacuatives. However, this is a much more convenient and tastier way to do things, as well as, like I said, all the other complementary benefits. So every 4th day, we drink a certain amount of oil to flush the gallbladder and a certain amount of oil to flush the liver. So we do a gallbladder flush on day 4, for example, a liver flush on day 8, and then another liver flush on day 12. And then we basically, every 4 days, are doing a liver or a gallbladder flush. And then when you do this gallbladder flush, you can take a coffee enema to basically potentiate the effects. You can take niacin. So this is a flushing type of niacin. This is vitamin B3. So as you've topped up your deficiencies, you won't really have this flushing effect anymore. So you want to build up your ability to handle at least 100 to 500 milligrams so that you can take this just before the oil, and this helps to dilate the gall ducts and the blood vessels and everything so that the stones can just flow smoothly and easily out of the gallbladder and through your intestinal tract. And so licorice is another option that you can have after the oil to help to digest the oil and soothe any kind of nausea effect that you might have from the oil. Otherwise, a really helpful formula is the wild zymes, which is basically herbs and plants that are high in enzymes, which tops up our enzyme reserves as well, which is very helpful because enzymes are involved in every biological process involving life. So yeah, this is the basics. And if you want to get the deluxe version, here are some of the formulas that our teacher Happy Face creates, and you can get at lifefood.com. So during the cleanse you can also top up any deficiencies, which the common deficiencies today, due to what's lacking in the topsoil and things like this, are for example magnesium, chromium, iodine, B vitamins like B6, B12, B3, folate, zinc, chromium, and basically you can find all of these things in sea vegetables. Marine minerals is one of the formulas, which is just wild harvested sea vegetables such as Irish moss, bull kelp, bladderwrack, dulse and things like this, which helps to top up all of our minerals, vitamins as well, like vitamin A, B, C, D, E, K. All these vitamins and minerals and trace elements can be found in here. And in combination with the life colloid, it actually has a very powerful effect and becomes bioavailable to actually get into the cells and actually help to the cell machinery to function and the electrical function of the cells and to clear waste from the cells. Life colloid is amazing. It's the blood of the earth. It's got over 50,000 species of probiotic bacteria, which is more than any other probiotic on the market. It's got lithophilic rock-eating enzymes in it. It's got nitrogenase enzymes, phosphatase enzymes, lumbrokinase from passing through the stomach of earthworms. So many enzymes and things that you can't really find anywhere else on the earth, because this has basically had a benthic underwater existence for hundreds of years. Then as these plates have risen, it's had like an arboreal existence, for example in an untouched forest for over 10,000 years. So this is like the breakdown product of ancient flora and fauna and rocks, and it has trace minerals and humics and fulvic acids and all of these enzymes, like I was saying, and probiotic bacteria. This actually contains every phytonutrient that you could find in the forest is in this life colloid. So it's just amazing. It helps to clear away tars and resins from the body, clears away molds and funguses and yeast, and actually as a byproduct creates things like glutathione peroxidase, which is the major free radical scavenger in the body. So then, the Blue-Mate Alpha and the Omega are for the intestinal cleanse, which I would recommend doing after you've flushed out your gallstones to a sufficient degree. So the average person has about 1,800 gallstones, which you can feel the webbing here between the thumb and the index finger, and you can feel roughly how many stones are in the gall ducts and in the gallbladder and in the liver. And so basically you want to flush out as many stones as you can. So maybe you'd do up to 10 to 15 or more flushes, and then I would recommend adding the intestinal cleanse, which the alpha helps to basically clear away mold and fungus and yeast and chelate and clathrate toxins and debris and things from the small intestine, and then the omega helps to do the same for the large intestine and heal and seal and thicken the intestinal wall. And the blue mate is fulvics and humic acids mixed with oxygen and magnesium, which also is an evacuative as well, and also a powerful intestinal healer and cleanser. So in combination, these three are part of the intestinal cleanse that you can perform after a series of gallbladder flushes. This is the Super C formula, which I've used to create this black gold, where we've combined life colloid with castor oil, marine minerals, Super C, bicarb soda, Epsom salts, and some essential oils and things to create this for external use, which you can actually apply to problem areas of the body like injuries and things, whereas where the rock-eating enzymes in the life colloid help to actually decalcify and dissolve and clear away calcium phosphate deposits, foreign proteins, trapped blood proteins, and things like this from the site of an injury. So that's really helpful for anything external. And then we've got the Blue Manna, which is one of the newer formulas, which is organic monatomic magnesium, which monatomic means that it's smaller than a 9-atom cluster. So for example, monatomic gold, monatomic platinum, monatomic rhodium, ruthenium, osmium, and things like this are biologically available and can actually be incorporated into a living cell, as opposed to a diatomic form of gold, for example, which is bigger than a 9-atom cluster and is no longer organic or biologically available. So Happy Face, aka Dr. David Jubb, basically has a free energy device that he's created, and if you look on the website you can see the process, but he actually extracts white gold from plants and extracting water from clouds to process these and things, which this is the pure life hydrate that he creates, which is this white gold, which has also got N-acetylnuraminic acid, which is a membrane permeability surfactant enhancement for our cells. It's actually what makes up the membrane of our cells and the permeability for nutrients to come into the cells and waste to be excreted out from the cells. So this is known as the molecule of life for humans, N-acetylnuraminic acid. And this is actually what's combined in some of these formulas, like the monatomic magnesium, for the ultimate, basically, bioavailability. So this magnesium is extracted from seawater using this machine and this technique. So this helps to top up magnesium deficiencies, which magnesium is incredible. It activates over 200 enzyme pathways and 300 detox pathways in the body. Oh, sorry, I think the other way around. It improves cognitive and emotional function and nerve function, and it helps with joints and muscles and so many things. It's one of the common deficiencies today. And it also is an evacuative. So on top of being a nutraceutical to help top up everything, it also helps with our 4 liquid bowel movements that we're going for per day during this cleanse, to make sure that we're eliminating all of the waste that's being cleared from the deep tissue and cells, so that we, other than go into prophylactic or anaphylactic shock, which is some of the dangers that could happen when somebody fasts. So during this cleanse, we are protecting against these things, maintaining blood volume and blood sugar levels. Basically, we've covered all things so that it's safe and as effective as possible. And yeah, Super C also is really good for your adrenals. It's full of antioxidants and vitamin C. These are wild harvested fruits that have been prepared and preserved and blended in certain ratios to have the optimal effect. So this is the deluxe version of the cleanse. If you can get these things, they're very helpful. However, you can also do the bare bones approach. And yeah, so these are basically the tools of nature's operating table, which is a non-druggist, non-surgical approach to clearing away debris and bile stones, optimizing our bioterrain, which means improving and getting the proper electrical conductivity of the body, having the proper acid-alkaline pH background canvas for this electrical conduction to occur, and having enough spare electrons, which are like antioxidants to quench free radicals and have electrons to run this bioelectrical machinery that we have, which is our body. So that's basically what you can gather before this cleanse. You can also get an enema bucket if you're going to do the enemas, or an enema bag. You can do coffee enema if you want to. However, it's totally flexible. If you're uncomfortable with anything, you can change things around to suit you where you're at. And the basis of this is drinking the oil and the lemon, preparing by softening the stones, and the castor packs are really helpful. However, like I said, you can just do it as basic or as kind of like advanced as you like. This is just covering all angles for people who want to get the optimal effect, and for anybody anywhere in between. So thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more information coming up, and I'm excited to be on this journey with all of you. Thank you.